Michelle Bachmann this week threw her hat into the ring, kind of. We think she's going to be running for president. For those who find Sarah Palin too intellectual. Michelle Bachmann for president. As a comedian, all I have to say is, where can I donate to this cause?
Welcome back to Hardball. Bill Maher's show, Real Time, is currently in its 9th season, going strong, and his brand of no-holds-barred, politically incorrect comedy makes it an interesting thing to watch every Friday night for a lot of us on HBO. Mr. Maher, welcome to Hardball. Apologies that Chris isn't here to give you a hard time. Let me start with last night's speech, the president, Libya. You were pretty tough on how this country got brought into 2 wars over the last 10 years. How's the president handled Libya? Did he explain it to you better last night than he had the previous 10 days?
I thought I was pretty clear on it from the beginning, but, you know, there's a lot of folks in this country, mostly on the right, who, of course, are going to oppose him no matter what he says, so he keeps having to explain it over and over again. You know, this is not a news cycle president. I think that's one thing that bothers them so much. He works on his time, the right time. He did everything right. You know, he got the Americans out of Libya, then he formed a coalition, then he led the bombing campaign, and, of course, we should bomb first because we have the know-how how to kick butt. That's what America does very well, especially in that part of the world. And then he passed it off, as he's doing now, to other people so that we don't have the cost and we don't have to be holding the bag if something goes wrong. I don't know how anyone can look at this and say this is exactly how it should have been done. I don't back the president on everything, but on this one, yeah, I think he did everything right. And yet I saw a poll today, I think it was a Reuters poll, like a small percentage of people see him as a strong and decisive leader, but they say he's cautious and consultative, like they're somehow mutually exclusive. Why can't cautious and consultative also mean you're strong? I think it can.
We're in a Twitter news environment, Bill. Don't you know that? All right, I want to go to, you've been getting hammered. You've been getting hammered in the conservative blogosphere among a lot of conservative talk show hosts about some off-color comments you made about both Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann. Any regrets on what she said?
Well, you know, I've been through this so many times. I mean, there's a lot of people in America who have, of course, nothing to do except look for something to get mad at, and I've been a frequent target, and I'm happy to provide that service. So, you know, I always say, as I've said many times in these kind of situations, if I hurt somebody's feelings, I'm always sorry about that. I'm not trying to hurt somebody's feelings. But if you want me to say, I'm sorry, what I said was wrong, no, sorry, I can't go there. I know they were upset about what I was in Dallas Sunday night doing my stand-up comedy show, and apparently I was so off color. And Dallas, you know, I really bastion of liberalism. Here's the headline from the Review: "Nothing but love for Maher." And on the next page, Maher a hit in Dallas is the other headline. That's from the Dallas Morning News. So, you know, I go by the community standard. You know, people have won cases about pornography based on this. They say, well, you know, if the community says it's okay, and apparently the community, I mean, you hear the laughter. If the audience likes it, I think that's where the community standard is. You know, am I a little more out there than the rest of the guys? Yeah, and I want to stay out there. That's what I do. That's why people watch it. But I don't think I'm really beyond where the community is.
Yeah, where do you say about yourself when somebody says you're a member of the media and you say, well, I'm an entertainer, I'm a comedian, but you're a member of the media and you're a comedian? Do you have different rules than I have?
Yes, I do, Chuck. I have to be funny.
Yeah, well,
because
fair
I'm
enough.
a comedian. And that is like a very, very big rule that Bill O'Reilly and like lots of other people do not have to follow. And yes, do I think that gives you a little more license? I certainly do. Because we're all just, you know, folks with an opinion at the end of the day. Now, you're a little more of a reporter. You know, you do some real journalism work, and I appreciate that, and I take my cap off for that. And people who are like covering wars, you know, the Richard Engels of the world, that,
right.
you know, those are real men. I mean, I'm not, believe me, I'm not comparing myself to people like that who do real work and get information that I can then comment on. But as far as for the people who just sit behind a desk in a studio and give their opinion, I think if you're going to do that, at least be funny about it.
Well, speaking of funny, the whole Michelle Bachmann thing, it's been, as you've said, it's been a gold mine to you. What it seems to me, liberals in particular are obsessed with her. And what I find funny about it is her own party rejected her. Her own party said, we don't want you a member of leadership. John Boehner and